Okay, so we've already done two problems in the exercise set. Now we're just gonna have. I'm gonna write this down for you. I'm gonna write down A1, and I still want to check to make sure it's geometric. So it's minus 5/6, and I'm making assumptions it's geometric, but who knows? Maybe it's not. So I got to take the common ratio. So it's 5/2 divided by minus 5/6. I'm going to erase your article a bit later, by the way. So 5/2 times minus 6/5, and that would just give you the number minus 3. So I'm going to say the common ratio is minus 3, all right? I get my eraser out, and I want to see if that's true, all right? What do I mean by that? If I took the terms and multiplied by minus 3, would I get the next term? Yeah, I get the next term, because minus 3 times 5/2 is minus 15/2. So things are working out pretty good. And then the question is what's their question? They want me to find the last term, so they really want to find A9. Oops. And before I do that, I want to write down what AN is. AN is going to be A1 times R to the n minus 1. So A9 is going to be A1. Well, A1 is minus 5/6. And what's R? R is minus 3. And that would be to the 8th power, all right? It's a more difficult number. I'm not saying otherwise, but for me to do the arithmetic, I don't mind people using calculators, but I'll be honest with you, if I were on an exam not using calculator, I would have to make this a little bit simpler. And I'd write down A9, right? I know it's a negative number, and I would say 5, and it's going to seem strange to you. I'm going to write down 3 to the 7th power, and then what goes on the bottom is just a 2. And again, if this were me, I'd have to do 3 to the 7th, which I'll be honest with you, is not the easiest thing in the world to do, but I'm going to say you can do that, including if you're using a calculator, and I hope you arrive at this number over here. All right? Again, I'm not going to bore you with the details on that. All right, but you can use a calculator. If you have a concern about that, you can certainly reach out to me. Which I guess I should tell you my name and email address, right? My name you probably know by now, if you follow along this long. Email address is Bannon, that's B as in boy, the @ symbol, NNON.US. Again, it's provided not overwhelmed, I'm not going to, I'm sorry, if I'm not overwhelmed, I will answer. If I am overwhelmed, I will not answer you, though I can't. So let's take a look, and let's write down, we want to get S9 now. Before I do that, though, I want to remind you that the nth partial sum, what does that mean? A1 plus A2 plus A3, yada, 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 all the way up to AN. There's a formula for it. We've derived the formula. What's it going to be? And again, we derive these things. You might say, I can't remember those things. Then you rederive it over and over again. And we've derived it. So it's going to be this over here. There's other ways of writing it down, by the way. And that's going to be times A1. So my concern over here is just to kind of write the computation down. And what's computation going to be? Let's write this down carefully. 1 minus, well, the R is minus 3, right? So it's going to be minus 3 to the 9th power. And what goes on bottom? 1. Let's take a look at that. It's going to be 1 minus R, right? R is minus 3, so 1 plus 3. And then it's going to be times A1, which is minus 5/6. Now, let me repeat this. If I were on an exam doing this thing, I would try to simplify the arithmetic a little bit. And then I'd have some troubles. I know I would have troubles. 1 plus 3 is 4. That's pretty simple. And minus 3 to the 9th power is a negative number. So this is really just like 1 plus 3 to the 9th power. And then what do you get? You get 5/6. I'm sorry, it's minus. And then I have to do the multiplication. All right? Not much choice in that. And I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to do, but 3 to the 9th is certainly a number. Add 1 to it, multiply by minus 5, and you'll do some reductions. You get this number over here. Again, I'll leave that as an exercise, including if you want to use a calculator to do that. All right? I don't mind using a calculator, and I hope your teachers don't mind using a calculator. I think sometimes at one point in history, arithmetic was very important, but not so much anymore. But you should have some numerical sense about the problem. All right? Also, your ability to use a calculator is important, and to get nice looking answers that the ones we're providing to you, right? Not like an approximate decimal. We want the exact answer, by the way. And that's a ratio of integers. Thank you.